I have had a very rocky relationship with this guy. This is my Natasha Denona Mini Triochrome palette, and it is my Project Level Up Level 2 eyeshadow palette. So this project pan was created by Sophie Alexandra here on YouTube, and basically you take a palette, some people randomize them, some people hand choose them. I like to hand choose mine just because I'm terrified of this project, and depending on what level you're on, that determines how many times you use an eyeshadow and how many pans you try and hit in that palette. So as I said, this is my level 2 palette, so I have to use every single shade in here 2 times and hit 2 pans. Now I've been working on this for 1, 2, 3 months now, which is crazy. 3 months. However, I had no idea how difficult Natasha Denona eyeshadows were to hit pan on. Oh my god, let me tell you, I have learnt the hard way. I'm sweating with nerves right now. Honestly, I'm sweating with nerves. It has been a ride. I rolled this eyeshadow palette in because I wasn't really keen on it. Which, I mean, not being keen on an eyeshadow palette and being really, really difficult to pan go hand in hand, don't they? Really, like, great. But finally, no spoilers or anything, but I'm having a really good update for this today. But just before we do jump into that progress, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe. I upload every single day here on my YouTube channel. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup looks, as well as get ready with me's, project pans. I'm dabbling in some reviews as well, so if that sounds like a good time to you, then definitely stick around. This eye look is part of my 3 looks 1 palette with this bad boy. This is the Cosmic Brushes Cooltrals palette, and that should have gone live last video on my channel. Look at this. Oh, stunning. But this is not the palette we're talking about today. So, Natasha Denona, if you are not new to my channel, you will know that me and Natasha Denona do have beef. I don't really like her quality, and so I decided to roll this in to see if I could be turned. You know, I love blue eyeshadow. Blue is my happy colour. I thought if there's any Natasha Denona palette that is going to convert me to a Natasha Denona lover, it's going to be this. So I decided to roll it in for Project Level Up Level 2. So this is what the palette looked like last month. You could see we had use in all of these shades, and I was going to try and hit pan on the middle shade and then the last shimmer shade as well. I thought these shades were going to be the best to try and hit pan on. I think I could use these a lot more than the other shades, but before that I had played around with this palette just by having to use up the usage goals, and I just was not a fan. I just wasn't. These mattes are very, very dry, which in my opinion means they're very hard to blend. The duochrome isn't duochroming. I will die on that hill. I'm sorry. But this is what we look like today. Can you see? Can you see? We have 2 brand new pans. I'm so unbelievably excited. This means that this eyeshadow palette will be rolling out today, and I will be rolling in a brand new palette in its place. Look, 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 look. 2 new pans. Finally, it only took 3 months. I feel like I've been working on this eyeshadow palette for an eternity, but it's been 2 months. Oh my gosh, I'm quite excited to put this away, to be honest. I'm still not converted. I'm sorry, I'm just still not a fan. So let's go through the usage of this palette. So the first shade, which is this cobalt blue matte, I have not used it this month. This was not going to be one of my focus shades, but I have used this a total of 3 times in the project. Then we have this quote-unquote duochrome. It just looks murky and muddy on my eyes. I don't like it. This, again, was definitely not going to be one of my focus shades, and I have used that a total of 3 times in the project. Now, finally, this middle shade. We have a pan on it. I'm so excited. I have said before, I have used this a lot as a wing just because, again, trying to blend this palette is really difficult. I don't know if anyone else has that trouble. I just can't blend Natasha Denona shades. I don't know if it's something I'm doing. I don't know if it's the formula. I just don't know. I've never had good luck with Natasha Denona shades. It goes for all of the palettes. I'm just baffled. I'm confused. I've never had that issue before, but Here we go. So using this as a wing was not only very, very good because I didn't have to blend it with anything. I'd just pop it on as a wing, great. And also it meant that the pan would be a lot easier to hit because I was using such a small, precise brush. So I have used this 5 times this month for a total of 16 uses to get this tiny, tiny baby pan here. Oh my gosh, it felt like a lot longer than 16 uses, let me tell you. It felt like an eternity. But finally, I have hit pan on this deep blue shade, and I can move on, finally. Oh, angels are singing. So then we have this kind of periwinkle light matte. I have not used this month. It was not a focus shade. And I have used this a total of 6 times in the project. And then here we go. I hit pan on this today. I am pre-filming a slight bit because I've hit my goals. I'm able to. This is the last shade in the palette, and hopefully you can see there, but if not, you would have seen in the progress pictures. I do have pan on this. It is a very, very light blue shimmer, and it doesn't really pull too blue, which is great because I've been using it as a highlighter a lot, and also an inner corner. I'm not using it as an inner corner today, but using it as a highlight, I think definitely helped to get those last few uses on it. You can see this pan, it's not like tunneled down. It is quite smooth, and I think that is because I've been using it as a highlight with a big highlight brush. So I've used this 9 times this month for a total of 27 uses to hit pan. 27 uses, that is so many uses. But finally, we have hit our 2 pans, and of course we have used every shade at least 2 times. We did that months ago, and I'm just so happy to say that this can finally go. So I do have 2 looks to share with you with this palette, and again, I've only been working on these 2 shades. I hit my usage goal on the other shades a while ago. So the first is this look, and it is just like a winged look using these 2 shades. So my go-to recently has just been using this deep blue as a wing, and then this shimmer blue as an inner corner, and that is what I did with this look here. Very simple. It was a really, really good blueprint of a really good way of getting use on both of these without being like blue in your face, which I mean, I love being blue in your face, but maybe not for every day. And then this is a similar thing, but with more of a pink look, so a lot more of a contrasty look. Again, I really liked it like that, and I will kind of miss them like that because they aren't being blended together. I think that's the struggle with this palette. But using them on their own as a wing or as an inner corner, I really did enjoy these shades, and that is a massive reason why I decided these 2 shades were the ones that were being panned. Alright, so I'm not going to go too much into other looks because that's kind of what I did this month. It was just a wing, so you'd just be seeing different colours of those 2 looks. So this can go. This is finally going. It is being rolled out. Level 2 has been completed. 1, 2, done. So that means I need to roll in an eyeshadow palette for level 3. I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. So as I said before, some people do like to randomize these palettes. I could never. I'm too scared to do that. So I'm going to hand choose a palette today. So this is definitely a bit of a different palette. We've gone from one extreme to the other, I feel like. But I have said in multiple videos this year that this palette coming up soon is a palette that I would love to pan next year. And I feel like if we can get 3 pans on it already, it's going to be in a great position to pan next year. And that palette is the That's Taupe palette from Colourpop. Now, here we go. This is what it looks like. Very, very neutral. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, very neutral. A lot different to the Natasha Denona palette, and I want to have this as a pan matte palette next year. And I feel like getting that use on it now is going to put us in a great spot for next year. Now, there are a few issues that I am worried about. So I'm panning a lid setting shade already, which is the shade Boa pretty much. And then I'm also panning a brow shade / deep brown shade, which is the shade Bedrock pretty much. So these 2 shades are competing. However, and I'm going to keep spoilers to a minimum now, But these two shades, the like equivalent of these two shades that I'm panning already, they're very close to being done. You didn't hear it from me. You didn't hear it from me. I don't know what I said. I don't know what you heard. I don't know. But I think that they will be done very, very soon. So I'm really hoping that these two can be two that we manage to pan. And then that leaves one more. And I think it's going to be Pebble Beach, to be honest. This has a massive dip in it, and every time I use it, the amount of kick up in this shade is ridiculous. I do try to use the kick up as much as possible. I don't just waft it away, but even still, it's like crazy. And I think this is going to go with Realgar very well in my Pan That palette as well. It's just going to tone Realgar down a little bit because that's like a bright neon orange matte. So blending it with this is just going to like make it a bit more everyday and a bit more, you know, not, whoa, she's wearing neons on her eyes. And also, you know, I'm gonna play around with this palette even more, get even more love on it, use every single shade 3 times. I'm so excited for this palette. I really, really am. I did not think I would fall in love with the That's Taupe palette as much as I have, but I have. What can I say? I hope that next month I can at least start using these 2 shades, just because, again, I really need to finish the ones that I'm already panning up before I move on to this. But I think after that, this is going to be a really, really good palette to pan, get some pans on, get a head start for next year, and I think this is the best way to do that. I'm very, very excited. We've gone from one extreme to the other, I think, but cool tone neutrals, I absolutely love them so much. So I'm so, so, so excited to be getting some use on this palette and putting this away. I don't know if I'm going to be able to declutter this though, even though I've just spent the past like 10 minutes poo-pooing this. I just don't know if I can get rid of it. And it's that Natasha Denona hold that it has on me. It's like, I know I don't like it. I know I have blues in my collection that I love so much more, but it's Natasha Denona. Can I get rid of it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And that was my goal rolling it into this project, like learning, will I be able to get rid of it? And I still don't know. But this is it. Do you think I rolled in the right palette? Would you have rolled something different in? Let me know all your thoughts down below. How have you done with this project pan this month? Have you managed to level up? If you have, what is your new palette? Let me know. Let me know. I love reading all your guys' thoughts and opinions and comments. And with that being said, this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. If you did enjoy this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye!